Good morning and welcome to Bay Area Focus. I'm your host, Roberta Gonzalez, filling in for Michelle Griego. We begin our pitch this morning. If you have a show idea, we would love to hear from you. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/Bay Area Focus and comment to the page. Now today we have a wonderful show for you. We have many guests. In fact, we're going to hear from a dance company changing the face of dance and disability. And then we have a health expert on how your home can be hazardous to your health. And an organization bringing homes right here to the people of the Bay Area. But up first, we have the author of When Mountain Lions Are Neighbors: People and Wildlife Working It Out in California. Beth Pratt-Bergstrom joins us this morning. And Beth, I think it's so funny that I should be conducting this interview with you today, because if you ask anybody who knows me very well, they'll tell you my #1 fear in life is mountain lions.
Oh, really?
And I have a joke about it. It's because, well, I run in the trails and throughout the Sonoma Hills and the East Bay quite a bit, and you know, triathlete, so I'm out and about in the hills quite a bit, and I always think that mountain lions like Mexican food, and that would be me. So, no, and I've seen a couple, and they're like this big, right?
Yeah, that's about life size. P22 there, that's about life size, yep.
Okay, so, well, this is my biggest fear. What made you so embraced with the mountain lion that you wanted to write about? Obviously, you've had like, what, 25 years in the national wildlife career?
Yeah, I've been working in conservation or in the environment for 25 years, mostly in national parks like Yosemite and Yellowstone. But interestingly enough, I do most of my conservation work these days in Los Angeles, where this guy lives, P22, peacefully coexisting with the 10 million residents around him. And your fear is understandable. These are big cats, they're wild animals, but you really should be more afraid of the cars on 580 or 80.
Right.
The risk is pretty low. They are wild animals, they are unpredictable, they can be dangerous, but they really don't see us as prey. And there's been only 6 fatal attacks in the last 100 years, where you compare to the 30,000 people killed by cars a year in the US. They should be down on your low. But be respectful. I run alone as well. And do things to help yourself remain safe. But the good news is you can coexist with these big cats.
P22 coexists with the residents of the metropolitan area of Los Angeles. Why haven't they given really P22 a name? Because he's been around so long now.
I think P22's caught on. P stands for Puma, and he's the 22nd cat caught in the National Park Service study that they tracked down there. There was a contest to try to rename him, but I think P22 has grown on people, so
yeah, I thought maybe they just didn't want us to become friends. Oh, look at him! Oh my God, I just saw that picture. If I saw that, no, okay, they say we're supposed to act larger than life.
Yes.
We once did this on our bikes. We were riding through, oh boy, it was Palomares and the Castro Valley area, and one crossed the road in front of us, so we got off our bikes and we tried to put our bikes over our head.
Perfect.
But I was like, I was tearful at that time. I really was. I was it's just ominous when you see something like that.
You know, I think it's also can be, you know, if you realize the risk and how to avoid them or minimize them, it can also be a beautiful experience to have wildlife on our landscape. And again, the respectful distance. The good news is if you see one and you're making eye contact, especially if you're with other people, probably not seeing you as prey at that point. The mountain lion probably just wants to get away.
Okay. Well, I keep trying to explain to people that we're in their neighborhood.
Exactly.
They're not in ours.
Yeah, and these, you know, these animals that I read about in the book, and what enthralled me about it is I spent most of my career in parks, as national parks, as I mentioned. But what I'm seeing now is wildlife is running out of space, and we're not making more national parks or places for them. So learning to coexist in our neighborhoods, whether it be with mountain lions or butterflies or you know, you name any type of wildlife, is important. And you know, part of that, you know, some animals are easier than others. Monarch butterflies are pretty easy to coexist with. You know, coyotes and other animals, sometimes there can be challenges, but there are success stories and we can do it.
Well, you must have many success stories. After all, you wrote this book. Tell me your favorite story.
Oh God, that's a tough one. I mean, I think P22 obviously is the one that really captured me, that LA is coexisting. But I think one of my favorites in there is the Marine Corps down at the 29 Palms training base where they are actually coexisting with desert tortoises and have a Head Start facility where they're raising them and releasing them when they come of a certain age where they can be protected. And also, they train 30,000 Marines a year in desert tortoise protection and conservation that come through there. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I'm raised in the Mojave Desert, so we used to have to go out to our desert survival classes for 3 days and 3 long nights and learn how to survive in the wilderness. So what inspired you to be one-on-one with the wilderness?
Yeah, I just, as a kid, my parents always, we go hiking. I was in Girl Scouts. But wildlife has always been a key part of my life. And animals, I have 4 rescue dogs and 2 rescue cats. So I think for me, it's a value. It's something that, having these animals on a landscape can be risky, but it can also be an incredible experience for us. And I think in the day-to-day life where there's a lot of stress, it's something that for us can be something that brings joy and happiness and refuge.
I could see it in your eyes, the happiness when you talk about the animals. When I was in Girl Scouts, I was all about the cookies, not so much the animals as you are, and the wilderness and being able to sleep without a shower and stuff. So I really admire you. I certainly do.
And for a Bay Area one that we can all celebrate, the whales in San Francisco Bay. I happen to be out. One of the chapters in the book is about the return of the harbor porpoises. They were gone for 65 years from San Francisco Bay because of pollution and other things. They came back 7 years ago. And what else is coming back? The humpback whales that we're feeding there.
Yes.
So that's an incredible Bay Area success story.
So you have a lot of success stories to talk about in this wonderful book right here. It's called Mountain Lions Are Neighbors, When Mountain Lions Are Neighbors. And if you want to know more about this book or more about Beth Pratt-Bergstrom, your new married last name.
New married last name, have to remember it.
All you have to do is log on to BethPratt.com. That's BethPratt.com. Coming up, an innovative organization that believes anybody can dance.